Pencils down.
Oh, wow. Pencils down.
Pencils.
Another somber pencils down.
Pencils down.
Wow. What happened? What happened?
Pencils.
What happened, dude?
um.
Uh,
Um.
uh,
You're not going to believe what I forgot to tell the Ramblers and James last ramble. What the top 5 was. I left them top 5-less.
so we gave them a Hall of Fame hat, and we gave them an open close encore,
No top 5.
and we did not give them a top 5.
So because of that, I'm not reading any fucking emails today.
Should
We're
we
listless.
just? Yeah, we should. I mean, I know this obviously counts as a ramble. This obviously counts as ramble.
312, 342.
Yeah, it's in the books. That's in the books.
I'm sorry, 343.
Oh, we did this on a fucking
Palindrome.
palindrome ramble too.
Now, do you see why I'm not happy?
I mean, if it wasn't
Now
written in
you
the
get it.
bylaws of the ramble that this is an official ramble because we hit record,
I know.
I would just say scrap this whole thing, but we can't.
Strike it.
So this
and
is
be like, it's not even. It shouldn't.
It's a
even
ramble.
happen.
It's a full ramble, according to the bylaws.
Is it?
In actuality, it's not, but according to the bylaws, you know.
And I have a good rambler to thank for all this.
Who?
The American Dream, Dustin Jacobs.
Always coming through, the American dream.
And I believe 2. I'm sorry. We're gonna go 2 here. It wasn't just the dream. And now he was a big part of it.
Yeah.
But
He's never one to keep his mouth shut.
No.
No, not.
And
not
why
the
should he be?
Not the American dream.
Why should he
Dustin
be?
Jacobs.
Michael S. Miller.
Oh, Mills.
Mills.
Michael
S. Miller also,
in the midst of battling cancer,
in the midst of battling cancer, said,
pulls it
"What are
together.
the topics for this week's ramble? I've listened, didn't hear you say."
Yeah.
And then the American Dream, Dustin Jacobs, said, "What were the topics?"
Wow. When you boil the ramble down to its essence, to what it really is, to just what if you melt away all the fat, all the fluff, and you get down to the nuts and bolts, the bones of the ramble.
Yes.
It is those 3 things. It's Hall of Fame hat, open close encore.
Top 5.
Top 5. That's even reading books and
What
playing
did I
video
do?
games that was the amendment later. That's like it's part of the amendments. It's not one of the original Bill of Rights. It's not the 10 original.
No.
It's an add-on. But the
Wasn't
bone,
one
the
of
essence
wasn't one of the 10 commandments.
The essence of the ramble are those 3 things.
Now I'm going to say something. Should I feel like Chris Webber felt when he called that timeout that Michigan didn't have?
I mean, I don't think it's.
Should I feel it? Should I feel like who's the guy? Who is wide right?
Oh, Norwood,
Bills?
Scott Norwood.
So I feel like Scott Norwood right now.
I mean,
should I?
The reason I want to say yes to both of those, is because this is a palindrome ramble.
Yes, it's 3-4-4. Who gives a shit?
No, it's forgotten.
Should I even be here for that one?
It's forgotten.
For 3-4-4, do I even show up?
I mean, and the only bigger sin would be if this was like one of the aughts, like 100, a 200, a 300, a 500. God forbid, the 1,000th ramble.
Think I could blow this on the 1,000th?
I hope not. But it's a palindrome, so I would put it up there. Maybe not with Norwood because that was the Super Bowl. What was Weber? Was that Weber a Final Four? Was that
It was a Final Four. I don't know if it was a championship.
Was it the finals
game,
or was it the Final Four?
I think it was the Final Four.
Norwood was to win it all. So,
but you think had Weber not done that, Michigan does win it all.
But you never know. It's like Billy Buckner in Game 6. They were still a Game 7. It's like
Still a
Goatman
Game 7.
or Bartman in Chicago. There's still another
they still
game
had
after
another
that.
Game.
That wasn't the final thing. You know what I'm saying?
And in Bartman's defense, there was like 8 other mistakes the Cubs made before that.
Same with Buckner and the Sox.
Same with Buckner.
You know, of course, that play does win that game and probably seals the World Series. Same with Bartman, if he doesn't interfere with that ball, that's an out that ends the game. You know, whatever. But the game's not won or lost on one play.
it just, I feel, and I can only act it out. So I hope you are tuning into our YouTube channel, you the Rambler, to see. And Eddie, this is like, what, 2 rambles removed where I was just like, you fucking people.
Yeah.
You fucking
You
people.
called them out, and then you dropped the ball.
And then I was like, you fucking people.
Yeah. Yeah.
And all I could do was, it's like in Dolemite when they told him his nephew was killed. And they cut to him after the flashback, and he's just like, that's how I feel.
Yeah, that's
how I feel.
That's how we all feel. That's how we all feel.
Now, we look, Dolemite, I'm not going to, it's a masterpiece.
Yeah.
But they dropped the ball in the little Jimmy storyline.
A little bit.
They just kind of abandoned him getting revenge for his nephew. Like, instantly.
But things come up. Things come up. You know? We don't talk about Andor's sister. We don't talk about little Jimmy.
No,
you know?
we don't talk about little Jimmy. So they kill little Jimmy.
We don't talk about Andor's sister either. We let those go.
And I mean, you just need it to get to the next
That's all it
place.
is. Just a
needed
plot
little Jimmy
device to
dying
move everything forward.
To get to the next.
We don't want to get lost in the weeds of little Jimmy's death. We don't want to get buried there.
Do we make Cody see the human tornado?
Cody should want to see the human tornado. He doesn't need to be made to see the.
But critic Cody, can he handle the human tornado?
Human Cody needs to see Dolemite fuck a building down.
Hello. Hello. Where's Kevin to keep my girls at? Where's Kevin to keep my girls at? Where? In the house.
Until you see the human tornado fuck down a building.
Fuck a building too. See, that was now Eddie and I are such Dolemite experts, sommeliers, if you will.
We're well versed in.
That we were both when they showed that in the My Name Is Dolemite movie or Dolemite's movie. Like,
Dolemite is my name.
Dolemite's my name. We're actually, that happened in the human tornado.
Excuse me, that was not human tornado.
Excuse me, that was
you're
in
combining
the sequel.
2 different films.
You're mixing the films. But you can't tell a story of Dolemite and not show
have that pivotal scene.
Fucking,
literally fucking a building to the ground.
That.
Which is metaphorically what you've done to the Ramble.
I fucked it to the
ground. On this
ground.
episode. You fucked it to the ground.
Baby. I mean,
fuck the Ramble to the ground.
I fucked it. It to the ground.
It's in shambles right now.
Where's Kevin to keep my girls at? Where's Kevin to keep my girls at? Where's Kevin to keep my girls at? In the house on the hill in Pasadena. Do we find that house in Pasadena? The house on the hill in Pasadena.
I think that should be our pilgrimage to seek forgiveness for the Ramblers.
Right.
For this episode.
We make that journey.
We make that
to the
trek.
house on the hill in Pasadena where Cavaletti was keeping Dolemite's girls.
And take selfies in front of it.
Right. And then do we
That's
find...
our penance.
Now, here's the big one. Because it's probably still there. Do we try to find the house he fucked down to the ground? Because there's a scene where he walks up to the fancy house and knocks on the door. And the lady lets him in. And he says he's there to see tapestries. Remember that?
Yeah.
I'm here to see... Which, I'm sorry, but... ripped off by Indiana Jones in The Last Crusade.
Yeah. Your tapestries, yes.
Ripped them off. He stole that from Dolemite.
I mean, maybe it was a Spielberg homage to Dolemite. Because we know Spielberg pulls from Dolemite quite often.
I mean, and then when but we should find the house that he fucks to the ground. Like,
yeah.
Because that's probably still somewhere.
It should be.
Do we buy it?
Yeah, then we live there.
We've just been sitting on that Hemp Vita money. I mean,
we got to spend it sometime.
Do we finally
make that the new Ramble HQ?
Yes. Oh my God, the house Dolemite fucked to the ground?
It's the Ramble compound.
Should that be a landmark in LA?
It should pop up on a GPS.
Because
like if you're driving through North Hollywood, you see the Brady Bunch house on your GPS. It says Brady Bunch house.
Brady Bunch.
It should say Dolemite's house he fucked to the ground. Wherever that house is, it should be the house that was fucked to the ground.
Should we hijack a Star Tours van and just take them all to Dolemite shooting locations. And they're like, what the fuck are we doing?
Just little kids and families.
This is the Ralphs where he beat the fuck out of the two cops and then threw the cocaine all over him. And there's little kids and then said, that's for fucking with me. You no business born insecure junkyard motherfucker.
I think we need to have a Dolemite Hollywood tour.
I mean, and just
Bus
not
tour.
tell them, though. Not
No, they don't know. They just say tour of Hollywood Star Tour.
Or when are we going to go to Keanu? We're going to get to Keanu Reeves' house.
Don't worry.
Enough.
But first, this Rumble over here is the house that Dolemite fucked to the ground in the human tornado.
Oh, fuck. This is a house that was raided by all the racist redneck cops at the beginning. Remember, guys? And he jumped off that hill naked. And then his voiceover said, y'all don't believe that jumped. Well, check out this good shit. And they had it on instant replay as he kept. That's
naked,
where we
he jumped.
are.
Buck naked.
That's where this is.
And then we hand out buck naked 8x10s of that scene to everyone on the bus.
This is a Dolemite Star Tour, man. Jesus.
Oh.
Look at this fucking asshole. Sorry,
Ramble,
my cat Marley.
Ramble corporate.
Marmar, come here, Bubby. Let me see if I can get him over here. He's your baby. Marmar. See, he's weird because he wants your attention.
Yeah.
And then when you go to pet him, he runs off like, no, fuck you.
Oh, he's withholding. He's withholding. That's his problem.
He just...
He's a
the
piece
door
of shit.
the door to the Ramble studio was shut.
Yeah.
And he opened it.
Oh. They can do that. They're like raptors.
He can open. He is like, he knows how to open doors. It's very scary. And all of our doors have the handle that's a layup for him.
Yeah, that's.
He's like, oh, yep, got this, and he comes right in. He can't like. He knows how to open a regular door, but the not having a thumb is what fucks him.
Yeah.
Because he'll sit there. He knows how to
try.
do it. He'll
just
try.
doesn't have the thumbs.
He doesn't. So on our front door, it's just the handle.
Oh, you're fucked.
So we have to lock it at all
You gotta
times.
lock it. Or the cats
every
are gone.
time. Or him. He's the only one. He'll be like, I can get out of here. He just barges his way in here. Oh. As we just cock blocked Art.
Now, we were having this discussion pre-tape.
Yeah.
About
I'm so I have to give it one more shout out to Brock.
Oh, Brock.
626.
Yeah.
Look what I showed you this. Look what he sent me. He sent me a still of the Marvels and he said Rogue.
Yeah.
Look at that hair. Look at that little white thing of hair.
I mean, that looks like her, right? That looks like her.
Ta-dow!
How do they fold her into the... I'm trying to think how they fold her into the Marvels. That's November. What are we getting before November? We're getting Loki season 2, I think.
Loki season 2, The Secret Wars.
With or without, what's his face?
They digitally removed Jonathan Majors from it.
Who knows?
What
a mess. You know?
Boy, it is. Well put. It really is. It's just Jesus. The mess they got on their hands.
I mean, the guy he's the next decade. He's the bad guy.
The bad guy. And then it's like, whoa, wait, he did what? He might have done what now?
Because he's already been canceled from like 3 other projects.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I know Marvel's probably waiting to see if they can get away with this.
Do you think when Feige found out he made the Edward R. Rooney at Ferris Bueller's Online 2 face? Tell you what.
Is that the face Edward R. Mooney he made when they found out he had child porn on his computer?
Ooh, that must have been too.
Was that the exact
Jeffrey
same?
Jones?
Was that the same face he made?
It's a bummer. Can you still enjoy his performance as one of the all-time villains, Edward R. Rooney?
Right.
Or can you not anymore, knowing he was a fucking creep?
Yeah. And same with Ferris Bueller's Day, or not with
Ed
Beetlejuice.
Wood, Beetlejuice. Ed Wood. He was great in Amadeus. That scene though, When he's
Rooney.
like, tell you what, why don't you come down here and kiss my ass? Because he's talking to Cameron.
Right.
He thinks it's a Ferris Bueller prank. Then
Right.
Bueller calls in, and Ferris Bueller's online too.
And you just see it flashing.
His face.
Ed, they found your kitty porn on your laptop.
Oh God! Thank God, Edie McClure, his secretary, was clean.
Yes.
Because she was one of the all-time great character actors.
You're fucked.
Yeah. That, I mean...
Planes, Trains, and Automobiles.
To almost steal that movie out of Steve Martin and John Kennedy.
Well, to steal
that one scene.
To steal that scene from Steve Martin.
She stole the scene.
I want a fucking car
he was amazing.
right fucking now. Like, that scene was great, and then she caps it, and you're like, oh.
Boom. And I mean, she almost stole the whole fucking movie.
Yeah. But to steal that scene from Steve Martin, he goes in there and just fucking just drops napalm's fuck all over the place.
I left it in my fucking...
I want a new fucking car.
Right.
Wipe that
First,
fucking smile off your fucking
smile off your fucking... Well, do you have your ticket? I lost it. You're fucked.
You're fucked. Oh, so, do you remember when she used to come to the ice house?
No, I don't think
she used to go to the ice. Her husband used to bring her because I think she was suffering from Alzheimer's or dementia. Might have been dementia early on set, and so she would come and she would watch shows in the main room all the time at the ice house. And you'd want to go up and meet her afterwards, but like her husband was kind of like he wouldn't kind of like let you near her because she wasn't. She would go in and out of me and all, but she loved going to see live comedy.
Fuck.
Yeah, that's kind of cool.
The good
Not
news
the dementia,
is,
but to see her in person.
Yes, she's still with us though.
Yeah. I don't know how well
still
she's
with
doing.
us.
I don't know how well she's doing, but
she made a The last thing she did was in 2020. She made a cameo in a Family Guy episode.
Yeah.
So there we go. All right.
I think she has moments where she's, good, but I think, her husband tries to protect her, I believe.
Oh my God. Yeah. She's had some rough stuff in August of last year.
Yeah.
She was abused by a man who befriended her and moved into her home.
Yeah.
And became
maybe that was the guy. Maybe that was the guy at the ice house. I don't know.
Yeah, like, hey, you can't rat me out. Jesus Christ. But she's an all-time character, all-time actress, just all-time. Man. Well, I mean, Jesus, so before we get into what we were going to get into.
Yeah.
Do we should I even pretend like there's a song I don't know,
dude. Well, we also we can't forget to give them the lists for next week.
Can we?
We don't want to make this mistake again.
All right, pretend you can hear the song, and if you know the words, sing along, all right? Well, it's been building up inside of me for, I don't know how long. I don't know why, but I keep thinking something's bound to go wrong. But she looks me in my eyes and makes me realize when she says, don't worry, baby, everything will turn out all right. Don't worry, baby. That's an all-timer.
That is an all-timer.
Right there. Real quick lastly, Dustin Jacobs just did his
American Dream.
The American Dream. Please send in your other part for next week as well, okay? Because I won't read your he was the only one who had the love of the Ramble to email us.
He's a dieharder.
So he made his own top 5.
Look at that. That's a Rambler right there, taking the initiative.
Right there, just boom.
He's like, fuck this, there's going to be a show.
I'm doing it.
I'm doing the show.
He did top 5 WrestleMania 39 matches.
Okay.
Number 5, Roman versus Cody. You can debate whether or not the title should be split up, if Roman's run is tired, or if Cody should have won, but the match was solid in spite of the debatable result. I personally feel Roman's run is a cow that should be milked until it's dead, i.e. people stop watching, going to events. Number 4, Seth Rollins versus Douche. I'm not going to say his actual name, but the match was great. Seth deserved a better spot and not babysitting, but a great match was had nonetheless. See, there's that gripe. But I think him and Becky did show up at Raw.
They did? Okay.
I think. Number 3, Gunther versus Drew versus Sheamus. Terrific, hard-hitting match. And legitimately a great Intercontinental title match in company history. Gunther is a great Intercontinental champion. Number 2, KO and Sammy versus the Usos. The Night 1 main event was a culmination of 9 months of storytelling and probably had the most emotional investment of any match on the card. Sammy is the biggest star in the company right now. Number 1, Charlotte versus Rhea Ripley. It was the best match of the weekend. They clearly had a chip on their shoulder in regards to not main eventing. They went all out. It's also the 3rd year in a row a women's match was the best match. There we go.
Oh,
thank you, Dustin Jacobs.
All right.
Thank you, the American Dream.
Dustin Jacobs. He was actually at WrestleMania.
He was there?
Yeah.
Oh, it was in L.A., wasn't it?
Yeah.
I forgot about that. They have it here like every 2 or 3 years.
Not WrestleMania. I think it's the first WrestleMania. It's been here. It's been a while since WrestleMania.
Because wasn't the one where the NWO reunion, wasn't that here too?
There might have been. I know that there was
like
one.
What, 7 years ago, 8 years ago?
I think, yeah. And then they had that one where I think The Undertaker finally came back. Was it 25? No, it wasn't that one. I forgot what it was. There was a couple. They do it like every 10, 15 years. WrestleMania comes back.
It'll be here. Look at that. Have you ever been to a Mania? Live.
Never. I've had a couple opportunities to go to Manias, and I haven't been able to go. I've been to other pay-per-views.
Sure.
My favorite one I've ever won, I think we talked about this before, is Capital Combat 90 when I saw RoboCop live.
You were there for that?
I was there for RoboCop.
The RoboCop Sting thing?
At the DC Armory in DC.
Wow.
I was there.
How big was the pop in the arena for RoboCop?
Biggest pop I've ever heard in my life.
You're kidding.
In an arena, biggest pop I've ever heard.
You're serious?
Yes, when RoboCop was out.
That was the biggest.
Yeah. It couldn't sustain the walk because he had to walk so slowly in the fake armor.
Kind of lost it.
You can't. But the pop when he first walked out, and yeah, huge pop.
Wow, man,
huge pop that we all bought into. There was an actual cyborg walking down.
With the memories of his murdered host's body still inside of him.
And all he did was just free Sting from a cage instead of taking care of actual business.
He just ripped he ripped the cage off and Sting walked out, right?
Yeah, then Sting did the rest. But
it's amazing. That's a good.
You think if you had the actual real RoboCop there, he would have just shot down the 4 horsemen and it would have been over with.
Murdered them all on sight. Shot them all in the dick. They try to relive, like, why don't we redo the Ed 209 malfunction as a joke here? Right?
And they just fucking freak.
And they're trying to murder Sting.
He just fucking murders everybody. And JR's trying to keep us cool.
Yeah.
Oh.
Man, I've been to one Mania. It was 30, the one that Taker lost.
Oh, you were at that one?
Yeah, it was the one he lost to Brock. I was there. It
nice.
was that was a great match. The main event, was it Batista, Orton, and Daniel Bryan.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
One.
That's right.
It was a really good one. And Bryan won that. That was a good one.
That's when Batista came back before Guardians, and if he'd come back after Guardians, he would have been a face.
There had been no way he loses that match. Right?
Right. But he came back before Guardians.
And that's
what drove CM Punk out.
He was annoyed.
Yeah.
He didn't have anything against Batista. He was actually his buddy, but he thought,
you're
just going to let this guy come in. And then that was the opener because it was 30.
Yeah.
And that was pretty good. Hulk came out.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And then I believe it was Stone Cold and then The Rock.
Yeah, they all had beers or whatever.
Yeah. And then Hulk Hogan, it was in New Orleans.
Yeah.
The Superdome, but he called it the Silverdome.
The Silverdome.
And so Stone Cold fucked with him about it. And then The Rock came out and he goes, finally, The Rock has come back to the silver. And that got a big pop. Yeah, it was good. That was a good one. We saw them all backstage.
Wow. That's when you were, okay. I remember now.
That made a documentary where you see Vince McMahon and what Michael Hayes pull up in a golf cart. And me and Steve Simone are right there, and we're like, and I'm telling you, That was the biggest star feeling. We
McMahon?
We saw Cena getting driven past. That was pretty like, oh fuck, that's John Cena. We saw Stone Cold, and that was crazy. But seeing Vince was like, oh shit, like it's like you see the principal. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was like, oh, there's the boss.
Yeah.
And I was like this. I just started taking pictures. I took 3 pictures, and as I walked away, it took maybe 4 seconds until 2 suits came up and go, let me see that phone. We have to delete those pictures. They were very nice about it.
Yeah.
But they're like, hey, ain't nobody taking pictures of Vince. And I was like, oh, yeah, sorry. And they deleted them. But yeah, it was.
Did they see your dick pictures?
Oh, a lot of them. That's why they kind of lingered. They
like,
and then they held the phone
is this
a little
your
longer
penis?
than they should. Is this yours? And I was like, no. But they're like, well, we got to find out who this belongs to. But yeah, like that was a pretty wild. And I'll tell you this right now. I don't care what anyone says. I don't know if they faked the noise or not on the broadcast, but in that arena, nobody at all. Steve Simone and I were the only 2 people invested in Undertaker Brock. Because Steve called it the night before. He goes, I think Brock's going to beat him. And I was like, you think? Because, yeah, I think they're just going to they're going to build up Brock so much that they're going to use him to end the streak. And nobody thought it was going to happen. So everyone was like, yeah, whatever. They were just kind of watching like, whatever. And then when he pinned him, it was so interesting because it was silent most of the match.
Yeah.
And when Brock pinned him, it became a whole new silent. It was like, wait.
It went from like uninterested silence to like, what the fuck just happened?
What
silence.
the fuck just happened? And whatever his
Taker had a concussion halfway through the thing, so.
Halfway through he got the concussion. And when the match was over and Taker was sitting in the ring, whatever his number was, 24?
Yeah.
Right? It said 24-0 on the Jumbotron, and then lightning hit the 0 and made it a 1. And then that's when everyone was like, oh, God, this is real. Like, it's the streak ended. And then that's when everyone was like, thank you, Taker. They all started cheering for him. But it was fuck. And when we were hanging with Stone Cold backstage, we saw him for a little bit. We walked past a referee, and that dude was fucking shaking. And we should have known then. He's like, hey, man, who do you got tonight? And he goes, Brock Taker. All right, well, have a good one. And we're like, why the fuck is he so nervous?
Well, because they didn't call the match until right at the beginning of the match. Like, Vince made the call right before Taker went out,
I think it was
like a last-minute change.
I think the ref knew, though, because he was nervous as shit. And he just kept pacing. And that was like in the middle of the card. So it's not like he was about to go out there.
Right.
And that was, man. So that was the one but man, I did not, the RoboCop pop, come on, dude. Man.
You can have your Undertaker streak ending. I got RoboCop.
You got RoboCop. Stop it.
Yeah.
What else?
That's a fictional character.
Hello?
I saw the fictional character in real life.
In real life.
So.
From a sci-fi film. It's even harder to do.
From a B-movie sci-fi film.
So, I guess to tonight's topic, Eddie?
Yeah. Okay. We were chatting about this just before we went on. It was one of our pre-Ramble chit-chats. Didn't mean
pre-Ramble, like our production meeting. Come on.
Yeah, production meeting.
Short. It was our production meeting.
And we're talking. I made it.
That we had it at Spago in Beverly Hills.
Yes. And then we rushed home to our separate places in Orange County and Hollywood, so we could do this.
Well, it's easy because we have a table.
Yeah.
Is Spago even still around?
It is for us. They do a pop-up Spago whenever we have a production.
I just remember that was one of Wolfgang Puck's first ones, and it was what the douchebag and Scrooge kept. I can get us a table at Spago back right when you're in L.A.
So I made an off call. You were out to dinner with your lovely girlfriend Andrea and her family, her lovely family.
Yeah.
And I made an off color inappropriate joke, as we want to do on this show anyway, about how
I had a previous relationship.
We were talking about your headphones, and they were gifts from Andrea's mom 2 years ago. I was like, oh, is that when you guys were dating before
I met Andrea?
So then we were like, is that the worst to date.
Do we have the Ramblers vote on this?
Is it worse?
Well, that means we have to have Cody put up a poll, so we know how that goes.
You might have to just straight up email it in.
Email it in with your ramble at theramblepod.com for your 343. Again,
is it worse?
We'll just make this easy real quick, Eddie. Hall of Fame hat for the band Boston.
Yeah.
Open close encore yet again for James Brown. And let's do, since I opened with it, let's do top 5 Beach Boys songs.
Oh, gross.
You don't like them?
I hate the Beach Boys.
Wow.
I hate them. They all sound the same. Every song's going to sound the same.
Versus Kiss, who comes out? As in, who would you prefer to listen to? Beach Boys versus 311.
Oh, Beach Boys, I guess.
Come on!
Because I can have Beach Boys off in the background. And I'm like, okay, well, that just seems like the same song on repeat. But 311 is just so boring. I have to.
Everybody knows that we are down, down. So, all right, we're going to have to do this anyway.
I'll do it. I'll figure it out. It'll be tough. I had to do Backstreet Boys, so I powered through that one.
There it is.
So, we were talking, what would be worse? This is the Ramblers' votes. Okay.
And yes, and give us your answer for this.
What's worse, to date someone's
Wait,
parent?
on the side.
On the side,
right?
Parent?
Or sibling?
Sibling or child?
Parent, so
if of age child.
Of age.
Of course. We're not a bunch of Roonies around here.
Ooh,
no, age.
We're not Edward R. Rooning this. This is
of age. If you're dating someone, what is worse? If you get a side piece with their parent, their sibling, or their child? Of age child. What is the worst sin?
I can pick mine now. It's child, no question. I think.
Do we strike child from the contest? Like if I'm dating you, like I'm dating a woman and then her daughter's 18 and we hook up, that's worse, right? That's the worst thing you can do. Worse than like she walks in and catches you and her mom together.
I got it. You would think. It has to be. Has to be.
Sibling is probably the most forgivable. I mean, maybe not forgivable, but
most common.
Yeah, the least taboo of the three.
Yes. Parent.
I'm guessing.
Boy, are you reaching.
Or like, what if your dad? They're her dad. Like, what if you
start sucking his dick at the fucking
on Thanksgiving?
I want everyone right now listening to imagine you, the listener, blowing your significant other's father.
Or if you're female, going down on your significant other's mother.
The next family outing.
So we can all probably agree, child is the child of the person has to be the worst.
Know.
You can't come. Yeah. There's no coming back from that one.
What do you do? I mean, there's no coming back from any.
Right. But if you could beg forgiveness, maybe sibling is that one because maybe they have
the easiest.
Maybe, yeah.
I have committed that sin.
Sibling?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh okay.
I have, but it was like before I met the other one. I was casually hooking up with the other one, and then
so you were casually hooking up, and then got serious with the other one.
And then I was like, "Well, hope they don't ever find out about that." And then in the past, and then that one and I didn't work out, and so I went back and was casually hooking up with the sister again. So it was never like I never cheated with the sister.
Right, but but did they ever find out?
Oh yeah, it was ugly. Yeah, it was ugly. It was.
If you could have got the mom, I imagine the stories.
And there was a third sister. If I could have gotten the trifecta, that would have.
That's a Joaquin Phoenix movie, wasn't it?
Was it?
I think there was 3 brothers or there's 2 brothers and 3 sisters, and then like they weren't. It was in 2 different houses or whatever. I think.
Right.
And the one guy ended up sleeping with all the sisters of the other family. And then, but Joaquin was like really into. Liv Tyler was like the youngest one. That's who Joaquin liked, but he never said so. But then the other brother was doing her.
Right.
I forgot what it was called. I forgot what that movie was called. Had Liv Tyler and Joaquin Phoenix in it though.
Well, I'm looking it up now. We're gonna get to the bottom.
It was in like the mid '90s, like 95, 96, maybe 97.
Was this pre-Gladiator?
Yes, this was pre-Gladiator.
Because Gladiator kind of put him in a you're not gonna do.
This is when he was still doing his little indie movie thing. He was still River Phoenix's brother.
Inventing the Abbotts.
That's it. Inventing the Abbotts. That's right.
Was oh my god, and it also had maybe my biggest crush in Hollywood history, Jennifer Connelly.
Yeah, and the brother nails like all three of the sisters.
Joaquin does?
No,
Billy Crudup.
Billy Crudup. That's right.
Yeah, the Cruds.
He's like the bad boy, the Cruds.
Oh, the Cruds. Yeah. Wow.
Because I think that they were abused by their father, or something like that.
Yeah. Wow.
I forgot what it was. I don't.
So yeah,
I saw it a long time ago. But Inventing the Abbotts. That's the movie.
That's a hard argument though to get out of when they realize you fucked my sister.
You're like,
sorry, we weren't together. It's still fuck you. I know. Yeah,
I know. I got it, but we weren't together.
Yeah, but we weren't at the time.
You fucked my mom. Yeah, sorry.
Sorry.
It's hard to get away. It's hard to clean that one up.
You fucked my daughter.
You were sucking my dad's dick.
I don't know which is worse now. The more I think about it. Oh.
I mean, even if you stay together, there's family get-togethers are done.
They're done.
Even if you stay together.
That is like, but I think fucking the kid, that's an HBO documentary.
Like, of age. We got to make
even of age. That's an HBO documentary.
18, 20, 22,
yes.
Something in that area.
Yes. Whoo. Whoo. Fuck me. So
Rambler's thoughts on that, please. Or real life experience stories that we would love to hear.
Best friend tough? What do you think's worse, sibling or best friend?
Probably sibling, because you know your sibling your whole life. Best friend, that can come and go.
Yeah, you could ditch them and be like, hey, fuck you, never again.
Fuck you, whatever. But like sibling, it's like you share the same everything.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's you're stuck together.
What do you think is worse? Boinking their best friend? Or someone they can't fucking stand?
Probably
what do you think?
Worse? It's gotta be best friend.
You think best friend is worse than like you fucked her?
Because that's two wrongs that have been done to that person. The best friend has gone against them, and so have you. With the person they can't stand, at least it's just one person that's wronged them, and can,
That's true.
I think it's less hurtful to that person if it's they may be pissed at you, and you may be able to reconcile that. Who knows? Right. But I think if it's with the best friend, that's a betrayal.
A double whammy.
That's also a betrayal.
Yes, a double betrayal.
Yeah.
That's a two shot.
Now adopted sister.
Oh.
Not blood. Adopted sister.
Oh man.
Or adopted daughter that's 18 years old.
Well, we've now entered Woody Allen territory. Well, maybe biological daughter who was not of age might be Woody Allen territory as well. But if those stories are to be believed, that documentary was fucking rough, dude.
Yeah.
Oh man, that was like.
I think I don't know. Parent seems to be of the sibling parent thing. I think the parent is.
Sibling parent, it's
the most fucked up out of the two
by a mile. Like
the sibling one, I'm sure has happened. I'm sure the parent thing has happened too.
I think sibling. I'm sure it has. I think sibling though has happened.
I mean, because that's the Graduate right there, right? That's the Graduate.
Sibling is the most common, right?
Mrs. Robinson.
Yes, sibling's the most common. Parent is rough. I think child is maybe the most unforgivable, but then put yourself in the headspace though. Like if you're 21 and your girlfriend who you're madly in love with starts fucking your dad, that's gotta shatter you. probably similarly to if you're 51
Yeah.
and your girlfriend that you're really in love with starts fucking your 21-year-old son.
There's a friend of my family's. This is back on the East Coast where they're not friends, but they were in the neighborhood, and we heard the stories. There was a guy and a girl they were dating or whatever, and they were in their early 20s or whatever, and the guy started banging the girl's mom on the side, and the girl didn't know.
Oh, did she ever find out?
I don't know if she ever found out, but it went on for a while.
God. Mom worth it? Did you see the mom?
Not bad.
Worth it. Who was hotter, mom or daughter?
The daughter. I mean, wow. But like, what does a mom do taking her daughter's boyfriend?
That's rough.
What the fuck is that?
See, fucking the child is tough because I think that is you've nuked the entire family.
you have literally fucking done a night of 1,000 tears
on one family.
You've turned your family into Mandalore, is what you've done.
Oh fuck! You've turned that family into the planet Mandalore.
There's no going back from that at all. That is.
Oh, the Christmas will forever be the end of Taxi Driver for that family. You sitting in the corner, his blood, dead bodies everywhere.
Oh, just scorched earth, man.
Scorched. Oh man. Well, I mean. So there we go.
What a
ramble. What a goddamn ramble.
Right?
So again, top 5 Beach Boys songs. I'm sorry, Eddie. For Ramble, 3, 4 now.
3, 4, 4.
And then
Open Close Encore, JB,
and then a Hall of Fame hat. The band Boston, who is not in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah. And then your thoughts on what it's worth as a parent or the sibling.
Parent or the sibling or the
side
child.
Piece.
Or the of age child.
Or the of age.
Okay. Ooh. Ooh. Well, there we go. Oh God, this is just man. This reminds me of the most racist bumper sticker I've ever seen in my life. I'll share it, but I'll make it a little less harsh.
Okay. Thank you.
It was on a pickup truck in Texas. Sure. Shocker, Eddie.
Where else would it be?
That someone driving a pickup truck in Texas
has a racist bumper
have a racist bumper sticker, but they probably think both sides suck.
Right.
Anyway, and the bumper sticker said, I'd rather see my sister in a whorehouse than my brother on a Japanese bike.
Wow. You'd rather people run trains on your sister.
I'm like, are you sure?
Than your brother ride a Kawasaki.
Are you really sure you'd rather see that? Are you 100% on that one?
What if it's a whorehouse with just a bunch of Japanese guys that go to it? Is that worse than your brother riding a Kawasaki?
Just the Suzuki boys are in town, so they just come to inspect some dealerships, and they're all
That's
gonna go.
Worse.
They're all gonna go fuck your sister.
But that's okay, just as long as your brother's not riding the Japanese
I just
bicycle.
remember thinking, like, why do you give this much of a shit about a motorcycle? Like, you really care this much? You care this much to just like
that a motorcycle was assembled in between some arbitrary lines that have been drawn by men,
by stupid men, but and a far. I mean, your brother would then be making a much sounder economic purchase by buying the better made bicycle and the. Yeah, that's. I wonder how that person's doing from time to time.
I'm sure they're a happy individual. I'm sure they're a very happy individual.
Did they make it? Did they live long enough to join the party at January 6th? That's my.
They were there for sure.
If they were alive, they were there.
For sure they were there for that peaceful tourism day.
Oh fuck! A very peaceful day with just tourists, just checking things out,
just looking around.
That was it. Oh man. So there we go. Well, what a goddamn ramble.
Such
you know
a
where
ramble.
to find us. You know where to love us. Do those things
Mm-hmm.
we'd suggest. And yeah, get those emails in ramble@theramblepod.com and bring them all back. The American Dream, Dustin Jacobs. If you want to repeat what you've written and send a new email with a new top 5, you're more than welcome.
Yes, absolutely.
However you want to handle this. We love you all. Stay safe. Take care. Take care. You know where to find us. Do it. We love you guys.